Okay, so yesterday we did this, well, the past couple days we did this. How did we solve these? Factoring. We did the two parentheses, and then we did like what goes into 9 that adds up to -6. Like this, and then what was the answer?
3.
Okay, so that's what we did do. Now today, it's gonna look more like this. So the difference is, this doesn't factor, by the way. There's no factoring. It's not a 3 term. There's not an x term. That's kind of the key difference. There's not like a 6x or anything. So if it's like this, you can just try to get x squared by itself. You don't need to factor. So how would I get x squared by itself? Add 6. Okay, then it's x squared equals 6. What do we do after that? Square root. Corey is corrupted.
Mr. Jordan, how many tests did we take? 4?
3.
Did we skip a chapter?
Yes. Okay. So what's the square root of 6? Well, it doesn't simplify. However, there is something a little bit wrong with this. You guys remember? It's been a long time, but...
Is it something can go into 6 except 2 squared root 3?
No, this doesn't simplify. Okay, if x... Let's pause for a second. If x squared is 9, what could x be?
3.
3 or -3, because -3 squared is also 9. So when you use the square root trick, really 3 is an answer, but also -3. So anytime you use the square root trick, the positive or negative version should work. So all these problems are going to have like a plus or minus on it.
So
Don't forget, because I'll take off like a half on all of them if you...
Forget to put parentheses.
Yeah, plus or minus.
like the final answer though, that just has to have it,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Also, does everybody have a good calculator? Because we're doing square roots today. All right. So, for example, like square root of 20 doesn't have a nice square root, but it does simplify. You guys remember how to do this without a calculator?
2 square root of 5.
Right. You break it down, and then the double comes out.
Oh, I can break it down.
So it's 2 squared 5. Okay, however, all this that I put on the board, you have done at one point. It was like 2 years ago.
It's
But
so hard too.
there is something that's new. What's the square root of, let's say 25? What's the square root of 25?
Plus or minus.
Okay, no, not plus or minus. Okay, the only time it's plus or minus is when you're using the square root to solve an equation. Okay? This is just always plus. So, what's the square root of -25?
No.
Well, nothing real.
No.
5 times 5 is not this. -5 times -5 is not this. So, this is what they call an imaginary number. So, what they did was, basically they split this up. They said this is like square root of 25 times square root of -1. This part is fine, but this part is imaginary. So, it's impossible to, nothing squared equals a negative. So, what they did was they just said, we're going to call that I. Okay, so anytime you have a negative in the square root, basically it just turns into an I. So this turns into a 5 like normal,
5
and this turns into an I.
I've seen that before.
Have you?
No.
Not like on
On the calculator, yeah, maybe.
And in a problem, but I've never done it.
Yeah, so anyways, it's the same answer basically, but it has an I. A really nice calculator can do these, but I don't think you guys have. Oh, the white Casios can, the black ones can't.
What about the pencil?
What's the difference?
Like pink errors?
I think there's only one.
Does yours have a
Nope. Wait, like I don't know.
No, I don't think yours is that nice, Jim. Not that white.
Wait, we don't have I.
No.
Does
Wait,
mine have an eye?
These are the same one.
I don't think so. I think yours is like the black
Oh,
ones.
it's right here. But it's white and pink.
I don't think that white one can do it,
It
actually.
has the eye on it.
Yeah, it's it.
Oh, maybe it does then. Yeah, you have to be in, maybe it's Timothy's that doesn't do it.
No, Timothy's got it.
I got it. It says 5i.
What?
Okay.
How come those?
You don't really need that calculator though, because all we did was square root of 25 is
Oh,
5
yeah.
and just put an I.
Eli, you can use this. No, I.
All right. Now, if it was square root of negative 20, you guys remember what square root of 20 was earlier?
2 squared of 5.
2 squared of 5. So this would just come out as 2i squared of 5. So even though the black calculators can't do this, they can do square root of 20, but you need to know to put the I in there. They don't put the I at the end because it would look like it might be under the square root. So
it always goes right before.
So it goes right before the square root. Unless it's a fraction, like if it was 2 squared of 5 over 3, and there was an I, they would put it out here. Okay, normally it's after the number, before the square root, but if it's a fraction, it's over here. All right. I think we're ready to go. Number 1 says simplify square root of 54. So a nice calculator can do that, but also, this is 3 square root of 6.
So what work are we supposed to do if we do it in our calculator? Does that
Probably
make
not until number like,
Yes!
except for Skylar, she needs to show.
You need to end.
That's all I was gonna say.
Not appropriate.
I don't say stuff like it's about like, I won't say the words that she says, but it starts with a K. It ends with a.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you say stuff like that.
I never said those.
Okay, anyways, on number 3, they don't consider square roots in the denominator as simplified. So the way you fix that without a calculator is by multiplying the top and bottom by square root of 6.
Let's see.
What's square root of 6 times square root of 6?
6.
6.
1.
Okay, it's square root of 36, which is just 6. When you square a square root, the square root goes away. So
I was looking at the square root of 6.
square a square root. Squares and square roots are opposite. Like 3 squared square root is just 3. They're opposite. 1 times square root of 6 is square root of 6. So
Would you kind of do that similar on number 4?
yeah, on number 4 it's like square root of 5 over square root of 2. So you're supposed to multiply the top and bottom by square root of 2. But a calculator does do this. A nice calculator does do that.
Square root 2 over 2?
Okay, on number 5, so what's the square root of 4?
2.
So what's the square root of negative 4?
2i.
2i. So you don't need a fancy calculator for this.
Not too bad.
Okay. Roman got this one right in the other class, so don't screw it up.
5i. Oh, wait. Negative 5i.
Yeah, negative 5.
Corey screwed up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Accidentally did this one. So, square root of negative 20. Do you guys remember what square root of 20 was? 2 square root of 5. So this is 2i squared of 5. This one's a bit of a mess. So, this is like square root of 48 and square root of 5 over square root of 5. Square root of 48 simplifies because it's 4 square root of 3. And you're not supposed to leave the square root of 5 on the bottom because it's a square root. So it's 4 square root of 15 over 5. Okay, but yeah, I didn't I kind of got rid of that. So
Put
the
the I.
I is part of the answer. If it's a fraction though, the I goes right there.
What if it's like square root of 2? Then just does the I go on the outside by itself?
Square root of 2 does not simplify. Yeah, I goes in front of the square root symbol. Yes.
So it'd be I square root of 2.
Yeah. This is 13. All right, now we're solving equations. X squared equals 169. So what's like my one step to solve this? Square root. Root. Okay, does anybody remember what square root of 169 is? Okay, what's wrong with my answer?
Plus or minus.
Are you guys gonna remember?
Forgot about
Are you gonna remember or forget?
Nope. I already forgot about it. Just
If you forget on all the evens, how many points is that?
2 million. You really need that, right?
3.5 points, which is a big. It's like an automatic B.
Oh my. Yes.
It's the end of
Never
the.
got K.
Never got anything above an 80, huh, Corey?
Huh?
You said you never got one in your life. I said never got anything above an 80.
That's just C.
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees. Then what do A's get? Bays. So I guess Skylar has nobody.
Wait, what's bay mean?
Like you're a girl.
Like
Like your
boyfriend or girlfriend?
Yeah. So then how does Skylar have some?
Because I have Louise.
Okay. Anyways,
Anyway.
so this one is square root of negative 27. You guys remember what goes into 27? 27 is 3 square root of 3, so this will be. Okay, there's two things wrong with my answer.
You don't have the plus or minus.
3I. Yes.
Also,
3I.
it's an I. Okay, what should we do first on 17?
Did you go?
Wait, can you scroll
Wait,
up?
I got
Can you
the
scroll
last.
up to 15?
Minus
No,
4.
you guys need to watch.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, you need to get A by itself first. So when we square root it, this will be square root of negative 4, which we did was like number 3 or something. So what will the answer be on this one?
It's gonna be a plus.
It's because you didn't scream it, Skylar.
Yeah, see, whenever I don't scream and yell, I don't get it.
24 minus. Oh no.
I did not know.
Negative.
I don't know what you're flying out there.
History.
Don't prove I'm right.
That was not bad.
What should we do first on 19?
Subtract 24.
Right. You get Z squared by itself. If I subtract 24, get that. Now what?
Divide by negative 3.
So negative 48 divided by negative 3 is positive 16. So if Z squared is 16, what's the square root of 16?
4.
So
Plus or
the
minus.
plus or minus 4. Hmm? Just copying the book. All right. So what should I do first on this one? Divide by negative 4. So I get y squared is
20 divided by negative.
-5. So square root. What's the square root of -5?
Plus or minus I5.
I squared of 5. Yeah, I squared of 5. The square root of 5 does not simplify. Yeah, well, it's because you guys are motivated to get to the studying part.
It's really bad, like, you don't understand how bad it is this time.
No, actually, I kind of do because the last 2 classes have been freaking out about it.
It is really bad.
It's like long, and they all sound so
Wait,
similar.
why is it looking easy for me? Is that bad?
Yes.
Yes.
That probably means I don't know anything. I'm gonna get in there and be so confident and not know anything.
Did you like study a lot last night
I
or
was
something?
confident last night, and then I was like,
Low-key,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't study.
Well, that's probably why it's easy for you then. Okay, now what? We got x squareds on both sides.
Subtract
So you wanna
4
subtract
and
four
then
from
add the
7.
22. Skylar, so help me.
I got it faster than you. So.
You weren't faster, you were just louder.
No, I finished talking before you came down. And
Can't we just be friends? Can't we just all get
not
along?
that little.
Then you
All right.
22.
There's no saints in here.
It'll be fine.
No, he's a thing.
Says you, Gianna.
He's a thing.
I'm nicer than her, too.
Is he nice to you though?
He is
Oh, I'm
nice.
nice to him.
He can be nice on occasions.
Like what?
You're not advocating for yourself right now.
He can be nice.
Okay, so I got x squared is 10, so what's the answer going to be?
X equals positive minus
Square root.
Square root of 10. Square root of 10 doesn't simplify because it's only 2 and 5 go into it.
But you don't put I
No, when do you put I?
when it's like a negative.
Negative.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, the last 2 are a little bit different, so you might have to turn your brains back on again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dad, hey, Whitley, never say that either.
All right. Any guesses what we should do? Well, you could, but that's not the best way to do it.
Just square root it right now. And just
Yeah.
square root the two.
Because the whole left side is squared, even though there's a -8 there, you can get rid of the square by square rooting.
Alright.
So it's b minus 8 equals 2 square root of 8, 6.
Okay, close. So on the left side, the square and square root cancel out. What will be on the right side?
2 square root of 6.
Okay, a little bit wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it looks wrong. Something's wrong, I don't know what it is though. I never.
Yeah, 'cause I just
plugged
said
it in
that.
my calculator.
What?
Because
No.
I just said that.
Willie, what's wrong?
Willie,
It's not plus or minus.
Ah, it's not the plus or minus.
Does it have to be?
But there's still the b minus 8 though.
Right,
That's why.
so we're not done.
No.
So how do I solve for b?
You add 8.
Okay, are these gonna simplify if we add them together? No.
B equals plus or minus 2 square root of 6.
Yeah, except for I'm gonna write 8 plus or minus 2 squared of 6 because it looks a little bit nicer. Hold on, and then on 26, it almost looks the same except for what?
There's a 2 outside of it.
So what do you think we should do about that 2?
Divide by 2.
Right. You cannot distribute the 2 because the exponent comes before the 2. So what you should do is divide by 2 right off the bat. After that, every step is the same.
can you go back to 9?
3. Oh, we're stopping here. I thought we were doing 27. Huh, that's good.
Yeah.
No, dang it.
So it said divide by 2.
Mercy, all my brain is everywhere.
So
All your brain is everywhere.
R over 2.
Oh, that's what I did wrong.
I'm going to.
Okay, just plug square root of 20 in your calculator and then add an I to the answer.
With the squares go away.
Yeah. No, it just gets rid of the 2.
So keep the square.
Yeah, equals